Hey Jimmy, so here is my video project with my 3 topics. The first one being diminished substitution, the second being triad pairs and some extensions, and the last one being the pentatonic scale, A flat, major pentatonic, and what chords it works over. So first we're going to go over diminished substitution. So first we have our normal 2-5-1, the D minor 7 to the G 7 to the C major 7. Then what you can do is off of each of those chords you can build a diminished chord. So if you look down this way, you have D, F, A flat B, which is a diminished chord. So you look at your dominant chord and you have G7 and you build another diminished chord, so you have G, B flat, D flat, E flat. And then you have your last one, which is the C major 7, and you have that diminished chord, which is C fully diminished, and you have C, E flat, G flat, and A, and it looks like this. Cool. So you have three kind of substitutions you can use for the original 2-5-1. You have your backdoor 2-5, which you start on the F minor, and it's going to sound a little bit different. It's the backdoor 2-5, so it's going to sound like this. And I'm going to resolve it to the C major 7, not the E flat. So you have 2, you have your F minor, and then it's resolving down. So I'll play that again. Cool, and then you can go to your tritone substitution, and it's A flat minor 7, D flat 7, and G flat major 7. So, but you notice that the pattern is all the same. It's a minor 7 chord, a dominant 7 chord, and then a major 7 chord. So we have our tritone sub. And this one is not as common as the backdoor. Again, the backdoor is the F minor to B flat dominant to the C. So let's hear what the A flat minor 7, D flat 7, G flat major 7 tritone sub sounds like. So it's going to be like this. It's going to sound, here you go. It's kind of got that like... has more of kind of like a chromatic kind of sound. And then the last one is the relative minor, which in this case we started in D minor, so we're just going to go to that B minor. So we have this first chord, that one's a really pretty sounding one too. But again, the most common is the backdoor 2-5. We see that a lot. So again, backdoor 2-5. Sometimes I play it like this, but for the sake of this class, we'll do it right here. And that's the most common one, that backdoor 2-5. But then we have the tritone sub and the relative minor. But yeah, that's pretty much diminished substitution. You build diminished chords off of the starting pitches of each of those chords, and you can sub them out. And you can you can mix and match them as well. Alright, next up is we're going to talk triad pairs. So what you can do is you build true triads, and these are kind of cool. You hear them a lot in modern jazz. I think Kenny Garrett plays them a lot. There's a tune, Saga of Harrison Crab Feathers, that uses this kind of Lydian sounding over the whole piece. So I think I'll try and play an example of that. But so let's start with our first chord. We have our C major 7 chord. And what we're going to do is we're going to build these triads. It's a C major and a D major triad, but what it does is the C major triad is the root, and then the D major triad hits all the extensions. It's the 9, sharp 13, or sharp 11, and 13. No, that is not the date. So you got your 9, you got your sharp 11, and your 13. It's kind of some hip sounding changes, and it gives it that Lydian sound. So here's the chord, and this is a scale that would work. So if you play it in a pattern, we'll voice the chord here. I played a G, sorry. So that's a very Lydian sounding. Next up, so I'll give you the example of a tune that has that kind of triad pairs that works over it. Let me see if I can put my phone down for you. How's that look? I think that looks okay, cool. So we have Saga of Harrison Crabfeathers. So then you can use this triad pair over this. So it's a very Lydian sound, but that's just an example of a tune that I found that kind of has this cool triad pairs that you can use it over. And next up is our C13 sharp 9. This is just another pattern that we have. It's kind of it's based off the tritone, so you have your C and your F sharp. So you can play kind of like a C major, and then you go up. Let's see if I can do this fast enough. Oh, totally missed my hand. Let me try that again. So that's a pretty cool, that's a really out sound. I like that one a lot. I've been experimenting with that one. But yeah, that's again, you're gonna go up to the tritone, and which would be the F sharp, and you're gonna play the two major chords. And that works over that C13 sharp 9. I think I said sharp 11, but C13 sharp 9. Yeah, so those are two triad pairs and examples of what you can do. For that major chord, you just kind of go up a whole step, and you get the 9 sharp, 11, and 13. And for this one, you go up to the tritone and build a chord. Lastly, we're going to talk about pentatonics. This was a question on the test, which pentatonics work over what. I think it was like actually all of them it worked over. But yeah, there's 6 chords here: A flat 6 9, F minor 7, D7 alt, E flat 7 sus, G flat major sharp 11, and B flat 7 sus. The D7 alt and the G flat major 11, major sharp 11 sound pretty similar, as do the E flat sus and the B flat sus, 7 sus, and then the A flat and the F minor 7 kind of sound pretty similar. So you can tell the D7 alt and the G flat major sharp 11 kind of sound more out. These are kind of cool tension chords, and these are definitely kind of like more root chords. So let's see. So I'll try to play all these, and I'll play the scale. So first off, here's your scale. Cool. So let's go with the first chord, and I'll just give you that sound. But it's pretty cool. The pentatonic scale works over lots of different chords. So minor chords, alt chords, sus chords, major sharp 11 chords, and 6/9 chords. So let's start with that A flat. I'm going to put my phone down. Cool. Hopefully you can see that. So we have our A flat 6 9. So that one sounds really good. And then we have our F minor 7. It's pretty much, you play this one, you can start on that F. So this one is pretty close to the blues scale. It's just one note away. But it gives it that kind of like open sound. It doesn't feel like it needs to resolve all the time. I like it. So we'll play it again. start on any pitch. You can start on the A flat, start on the B flat, you can start on the C or the E flat. You can start on any note and go for patterns. And then let's go with that D7 alt. This one's kind of an out sounding. So that one works there. And then we have our sus chords, which these ones sounds really cool. E flat 7 sus. So that'd be a cool resolution. So here's your sus chord again. But I like the sus chords, it sounds really cool. It hits all the pitches again. And then let's go to the G flat major sharp 11. And then our last one is that B flat sus chord, 7 sus. Voice a little higher. But yeah, so the pentatonic scale works over those 6 chords. Sounds really, really nice. And yeah, so those are my 3 topics. We talked about diminished substitution. You got your 2-5-1, your backdoor 2-5, your tritone sub, your relative minor. Got your triad pairs, which is for that major 7 chord. You just go up a whole step and play that triad, and you can kind of play more pattern sounding stuff. That's a pretty modern technique. And then you have your C13 sharp 9, where you can go up to the tritone. And then lastly, you got your pentatonic scale, which works over all those chords. You can start a pentatonic scale on any root and finish on, you know, any pitch, and it's all pretty much the same. It's symmetrical. It's 6 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then back to the 1. But yeah, thank you for a great semester, Jimmy. I learned a lot, and I'll see you next year for Jazz Theory. See ya.